Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. And this is Salon Etiquette with Ms. Camille. And today I'm going to talk about customer retention. Customer retention. I'm going to talk about the 3 R's: respect, return, and retention. Giving customers respect, getting them to return, so that way you will have customer retention. Well, I have over 35 years of behind the chair experience, and through the years I have learned that there's customers that stay for a lifetime. It's customers that come once and you never see them again. But I've learned over the years how to have customer retention, how to get customers to come back again and again and again. Sometimes 2 and 3 generations, right? Customer retention. Well, the other day I was on the Facebook and one of the barbers said, "What do you do when a customer is musty?" Yeah, that's what he said. What do you do when a customer is musty? Well, in 35 years, I have smelled a lot of different smells. But anyway, one of the answers was spray cologne, which I didn't agree with that one, because if it's already funky, and sometimes if you ever spray cologne, sometimes it can make it even funkier. But what I would offer was, I always keep a spray bottle with Paul Mitchell conditioner in it. I put maybe 2 or 3 squirts of Paul Mitchell conditioner, and I fill the water bottle up with water. So that way, if I usually spray every client that I cut their hair or whatever, because I just like the fresh smell. And sometimes even if people are not funky, they got sweaty hair, and you just need to soften it up with a little bit of the conditioner. So if I had a musty client, or sometimes I get customers that smell like garlic, and garlic is a good thing, but sometimes too much garlic in the air is not a good thing. And you get sometimes customers smell like garlic. And it's like, what in the world? Did you dip yourself in the garlic? But I don't know if they eat garlic, in which, garlic is good for your health. So it's better for them to be healthy and smell like garlic, right? So what I would recommend, one, is to offer a shampoo. And if they say yes to shampoo, I would go ahead and shampoo their hair with the tea tree shampoo, conditioner, or anything that smells really good. But I prefer the tea tree because it really cuts through the foam. And the second thing I would do is, like I said, I always keep Paul Mitchell conditioner in my water bottle. And I would spray it up in the air, and then spray it on the hair. But when you spray it up in the air, the mist falls on you, the chair, the person, everything, and it helps eliminate some of that foam. Because you can't be disrespectful, because you want to show client respect. You want to have that client return. That leads to client retention. And everyone you meet, you have to greet them with a smile, and not only that, greet them with respect, treat them with respect, because you want to have clients return. Because sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, I don't have no clients. Well, every client that you get in your chair should be irregular. Which some people are going to stay, some people are going to go. But the majority of your clients should want to return. They should want to return to your chair. And that's called customer retention. Sometimes at 30 years, I've had people come to me for 20 years straight. 20 years straight. You see them in high school, then they go to the prom, then they graduate from college, then they bring their kids, then they bring their mom, then they bring their grandma. Because most people, I would say, If they're faithful clients, loyal, they're loyal, they'll come to you. They'll send their family and friends to you. But if they had a bad experience with you because maybe one day they had an off day, people won't come back. And you want people to return. And another thing I want to say, be careful how you treat people. Because yeah, they might be funky that day, but they might come back 10 years later a millionaire. And guess what? They will remember how you treated them. I think it was in that movie Barbershop where the guy, he came in, he got a cut because he was down on his luck, and he finally got a job interview. And he went to the barbershop and he got his hair cut and he ran out. And everybody said, oh man, you better get him, you better get him, you better get him. So anyway, months down the road, later on, he came back and he gave the barber his money back, and double, I hope. And he said, thank you. You know, that day I was down on my luck. I had a job interview. I didn't have money for a haircut, but I got the job, and here's the money for that haircut that day. So as you build relationships with people, build relationships, show respect, customers will return. They will return. Not only that, they will return and bring more. They'll bring their family, they'll bring their friends, because they had a good rapport with you. You was nice with them. So, you know, try to be nice to people, because you never know who you might be doing the next. You might be doing the next Kevin Hart. You might be doing the next Dr. Dre. You might be doing the next Snoop Dogg. You don't know who you're doing their hair. Not saying that none of them smell like musty, but we don't know. You don't know who you got sitting in your chair. You don't know. You might have the future President Obama in your chair. You don't know who's in your chair. So show respect to everybody so that you will have customers return, which will turn into customer retention. And at the end of the day, our desire is to get you booked and busy. And you're not going to be booked and busy if everybody that comes sit in your chair, they don't want to return because they had a bad experience. You had an attitude. You had a funky attitude. You act like you didn't want to be there. Oh, he stink in your mind. Sometimes people, you don't have to say nothing. What they say is written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. Remember, you want customer retention, customer return. Make sure you show customer respect. 3 R's. Customer retention. Make sure those customers return by having a good attitude, being nice to everybody you meet, because you don't know who you got sitting in your chair. But you show respect to everybody, because you never know who. You might have the future Ice Cube sitting in your chair. So don't judge people, because you know they come in, like you said, what the barber said. He said, what do you do when somebody's musty? You spray your tea tree oil or your tea tree spray. I wouldn't have I spraying no cologne. I've even had a can of hairspray nearby that smelled good, and I sprayed it in the air. But you still show that person respect, because they will remember the day that you don't know, people might be on drugs, you don't know, but they'll remember the day they came in there, even though they was funky or was having a bad day and their clothes was dirty, you was nice to them, and they remember. And that's how you build your clientele. People remember how you treated them, and you won't never have to worry about no customers if you treat everybody you meet with respect. They will return, And that will, in return, make sure that you always have customer retention. You won't have to worry about no customers. You won't have to worry about your chair being empty. You won't have to worry about sitting in the salon all day and nobody not coming to get their hair cut or washed. They'll just stop by to see you smile, how nice you was. Hey, how you doing? Ms.Camille, I'm just stopping by to say hi. I'm just stopping by to get a cut. But see, I like to be able to say, well, honey, I'm booked and busy, but let me put you on the book. Did you want to come back tomorrow? You want to come back next week? Sometime if it's slow season, you'll tell them, you can come back in an hour, Because toward the end, I wasn't sitting there too much. If I was in the salon, I was working, booked and busy. But like I said, I learned along the way to show customer respect. Therefore, I had customers to return, and I always had customer retention. Customer respect, customers will always return, and you will definitely have customer retention. So at the end of the day, let's get booked and busy.